start with the chapter, let me ask you a simple question. Assuming you have three options. The first option is to work for an organization which offers good remuneration, probably slightly above industry average, but the chances of learning, development and growth is almost negligible. Whereas in organization B, you have good chances for growth, promotion, development, learning, training. But unfortunately, the payments, the salary is below industry average. And option number 3 is an organization which offers wages as per the industry standards and offers fair opportunity for growth, transfers, promotions, learning, training and development. Which one will you select? To chapter 2, where we'll be studying the significance of a structured compensation and benefit program. To be successful, according to me, any program needs a win-win situation. What is win-win situation? For me, a win-win situation is a situation where both the parties are benefited. Here, in this case, even the employer makes suitable profit, whereas the employee gains compensation and benefit structure. So a good structure ensures win-win situation for the employee as well as for the employers. So what are the benefits of successful implementation of compensation and benefit program is what we are discussing now. First, it ensures proper rewards to the employees for their contribution. As I said before, no one works for free. Nothing is free. Everyone deserves a reward for their performance, for their achievement, for their contribution. To differentiate among employees and holding on the bottom tier performers is unfortunately the cruelest form of management. So this is what differentiates a good management from others. What are the components we need for a good and successful compensation and benefit strategy is what we'll be discussing in our third chapter, Components of Compensation and Benefits. Let's begin. So what are the factors that needs to be considered? This is like a homework. Before deciding any compensation and benefit strategies, the following factors has to be considered. Like appropriate job analysis needs to be done. Now what is job analysis? I've explained this in my course Human Resource Management, but I'll just brief you about it. Job analysis is evaluating the jobs to match the performance standards. Understand what are the steps involved for a structured compensation and benefit program. So, let's begin. The first step, develop a program outline. Now here, developing a program outline is very essential before beginning of any activity. Program outline identifies what is the organizational objective, what is the date of commencement, when you want this compensation program to end, and finally what budget involved. Now these things are very essential. Yes, identifying the budget is also very essential for designing an outline of a structured program. Second, designate an individual to design an appropriate compensation and benefit program. Now, you have to decide who will be the individual who will be responsible for designing this program, whether you want some in-house employee to do it or whether you want it from some external sources. Chapter 5, Models to Compensation and Benefit. However, compensation and benefit is a flat structure, but there are 3 scientific models to explain compensation and benefits which can be incorporated by the organizations while designing or drafting an appropriate structured compensation and benefit program. So, let's begin with the first model. The first model is Total Reward Model. Total Reward Model says that yes, compensation and benefits, as we have discussed earlier also, can help to a certain extent. However, this will not result in long-term engagement and retention of the employees. In addition to appropriate compensation and benefits, you need a blend of indirect variables also to retain them and motivate them. Welcome to the last chapter, how HR manager calculates a structured compensation and benefit program. Ideally, manager uses a structured statistical tool like regression analysis to draft the compensation strategies. Now the components of regression tool includes factors like highest degree of the employee or individual, number of years of experience in not only in that organization but somewhere outside as well, tenure within the organization with the company, position of that tenure, suppose he has been promoted, transferred, all these things also has to be considered. The current salary status, full-time equivalent status, whether the employee is on full-time, part-time, probation or temporary basis, whether they are exempted or non-exempt status,